Alright, this is for everybody that works on any 600 Grizzly ATVs. See, this one, I went and bought a couple of parts wheelers off a man, trying to salvage him some engine cases, but they was all bad. But I went and ordered me some off eBay, and I've been cleaning it. You know, making sure everything's good and nice and clean. My other one's over here. I gotta do the same thing to that one. I gotta clean the inside of it and all this and that. But the engine that I tore apart on the one I got off that boy, the reason that this one failed, because this is a brand new crank. The reason that this one malfunctioned, because you can see the piston. The piston is, you know, in pretty rough shape. And the cylinder wall, you can see too. The cylinder wall right there is scored up pretty bad. And the reason for that being is they done this themselves. They didn't recess this bearing right here, the crankshaft bearing in the housing. They didn't push that all the way in. And that's what caused, see, this crankshaft is not supposed to go on the side of that. It's supposed to hit on the edge of this. Like this one. See that bearing is all the way recessed in the back of that. And it hits on the case. It don't slide next to the case where it butts together. But this is just a short video of that bearing on this crankshaft has to be all the way recessed in there as far as it'll go. You'll feel it recess all the way in there whenever you pull it in there with the tool. But that is just for anybody that's working on a 600 Grizzly. I'm gonna post many more videos, because I wish I had the videos of people showing me on how to do this, because it's been a learning experience for me all around. But, and another thing too, I'll show you. This is your oil pump gear. And it only goes on one way. Because if you can see, there's a flat side right there. And there's a flat side on the gear here. And there is a C-clip that goes on there like that, which I'll show you right here. And that goes on there like that. I would tap on it just to make sure it's recessed into the slot on the rod there. But that right there, and then there's a counterweight, wherever that's at, right here. Now this counterweight gear right here, it can only go in one way. Okay, you see that dot right there on the gear? Right there's one dot, and there's a dot on that gear. Now this can only go in one way only. I'm just showing you, because I wish I had somebody to show me. You have to line them two gears up. It's going to be kind of hard to do with one hand, but you have to line those gears up. See, that's aligned right there. Now what I'm going to show you is this counterweight won't hit into this counterweight whenever you do a full rotation. See how that don't hit? That's because those two dots I showed you have to be lined up on those gears. And if it ain't, you're going to have some serious problems. This won't even make a full rotation without it hitting that other counterweight. But remember that bearing back in here has to be set all the way into the housing. Because if it don't, you're going to get the worst piston slap chatter you've ever heard. And this is what all came out of the bottom of that piston, off of that piston, out of that motor, because of that reason. Somebody just put a brand new piston and everything in it, and it was doing the same thing because of that bearing. That bearing has to be recessed all the way in there. If not, then there's no point of even putting a new piston and stuff in, because that's what happened to the old piston. And you can see that that's a brand new crank. I mean, that's brand new. I mean, that has hardly any play in it at all compared to this one that I had off of mine. And you can tell it has a lot of play. And that's what will create your piston slap chatter. It might sound like valve chatter, but it's not. That will indefinitely destroy your engine over time, and your piston will break into a billion chunks and destroy the rest of your motor. But that is just a short video of just a few little tips and tricks on what to look for when you're rebuilding this engine. I'm far from done. I got some more parts and stuff like that to come in the mail, but I'm going to make a few more videos of this overall, because I know this is going to help out somebody later on, and that's what I hope to do. But there you go, guys. That is just a short video of a 600 Grizzly engine.